It's truly astounding to realize that even today, there are communities around the world that embrace a primitive lifestyle, relying on fire for warmth and cooking, rather than electricity and gas. Their clothing is crafted from animal skins and woven from leaves, showcasing their deep connection to nature. Some of these tribes have encountered the modern world multiple times, yet have chosen to preserve their unique identities. In contrast, others are fiercely protective of their territories, willing to defend their way of life against any intruder. In this video, we invite you to explore the lives of these remarkable peoples who honor the ancient customs of their ancestors, consciously rejecting the conveniences of modern civilization. Get ready to embark on an eye-opening journey into their world and enjoy the experience. The skeleton people of Chimu Province, a tribe of unique rituals and traditions in the heart of Papua New Guinea's Chimu Province. An extraordinary tribe carries on with astonishing customs that blend the spiritual and the symbolic. Known for their striking rituals to expel evil spirits, the men of this tribe transform themselves into living representations of skeletons. By painting their bodies black and overlaying them with white patterns to resemble skeletal figures, they embody the spirits of the deceased. This powerful transformation is believed to grant them the ability to communicate with and drive out malevolent spirits from their community. A male-dominated ritual. These intricate ceremonies are exclusively the domain of men, spanning all ages from young boys to elders. Women are prohibited from participating, emphasizing the cultural significance and exclusivity of these rites. A journey from isolation to connection. Until the 1930s, the Chimu tribe remained fiercely isolated from the outside world. Known for their hostility toward other tribes, they frequently engaged in territorial attacks. However, everything changed when researchers ventured into their lands. Despite their initial aggression, the tribe made the surprising decision to establish contact, opening a door to greater understanding of their culture and way of life. Daily life, rooted in tradition. Even today, the Chimu people continue to live in harmony with their age-old traditions. Their livelihood revolves around hunting, agriculture, and gathering, with berries, fruits, and meat forming the cornerstone of their diet. Women shoulder much of the community's labor-intensive work, while men focus on hunting or participating in ceremonial rituals. A new chapter of peace and hospitality. Interestingly, the tribe has adapted positively to interactions with the outside world. Recognizing the benefits of tourism, the Chimu people now welcome visitors to their settlement in exchange for gifts, often useful items or tasty treats. This newfound connection has also led to a remarkable shift in their attitude toward neighboring tribes. The once hostile skeleton people have ceased their attacks and embraced a more peaceful coexistence, all while preserving their unique cultural identity. The Chimu tribe's story is one of resilience, transformation, and cultural preservation. From their hauntingly beautiful rituals to their newfound openness, they offer a rare glimpse into a world where tradition and modernity meet in harmony. The Chimu people, a vibrant tapestry of tradition. Meet the Chimu, or Kuman, a fascinating Papuan ethnic group composed of dozens of distinct tribes. Nestled in the breathtaking central mountainous region of Papua New Guinea, their territory surrounds the administrative center of Kundiawa, perched over 2,000 meters above sea level. With a population of approximately 250,000, the Chimu showcase a rich cultural heritage that thrives despite the challenges of modernization. While many Chimu tribes have embraced social interaction with the outside world, they do not prioritize technological advancement. However, there are also more primitive tribes among them that maintain a simpler way of life. The Chimu primarily engage in agriculture, hunting, and animal husbandry. Sweet potatoes and coffee are staples in their cultivation, along with raising pigs, chickens, and horses. Meanwhile, less developed tribes continue to hunt the diverse wildlife inhabiting the lush tropical forests around them. Chimu culture is vibrant and steeped in unique rituals and customs, particularly those focused on the expulsion of evil spirits and the sacred burial of the dead. One of the most notable ceremonies is the Bugla Jend, held every 5 years, where thousands of pigs are slaughtered in a remarkable display of tradition and community spirit. Today, many Chimu people identify with Catholic and Protestant churches, yet they remain rooted in their customs. Their living arrangements reflect their traditions, with designated men's houses surrounded by smaller dwellings for wives and children. While polygamous marriages were once common, there is a noticeable shift towards monogamy, with men typically regarded as the family leaders. In recent years, the Chimu have become increasingly open to the outside world. They are starting to engage more with local authorities and are welcoming towards tourists visiting their territory, eager to share the richness of their culture. Join us in celebrating the Chimu people's enduring legacy, a remarkable blend of tradition and evolving identity that inspires awe and respect. The Chukchi, resilient guardians of Northeast Asia. The Chukchi are a remarkable indigenous people native to Northeast Asia, primarily residing in the Chukotka Autonomous Okrug of Russia. With a population of just 16,000, they have managed to preserve their unique culture and way of life for centuries. Though their origins remain shrouded in mystery, it is believed that the Chukchi first settled in this region around the 3rd century BC. A way of life steeped in tradition. While the Chukchi have adapted to the modern world with the introduction of schools and hospitals in some settlements, much of their culture and lifestyle has remained unchanged. Today, they are primarily divided into 2 distinct groups based on their livelihoods. The reindeer herders are known as the Chuki. They engage in breeding reindeer, which provide not only meat and milk, but also serve as vital transportation. In contrast, the coastal Chukchi focus on hunting marine animals. During the winter and spring, they hunt seals and walruses, while summer and autumn bring opportunities to hunt whales. Initially relying on traditional harpoons and spears, they have since embraced firearms, which have greatly simplified their hunting practices. Innovative. Living spaces. The Chukchi live in unique homes called urangas, which are polygonal tents covered with reindeer skins. These structures are ingeniously designed to withstand strong winds, featuring stones attached to the outside for stability. Inside, the uranga is divided into a heated living space, known as the uranga, and a front area called the chagan, where a fire is lit. Despite the cold environment outside, the living area remains warm, allowing the Chukchi to dress lightly indoors, embracing tradition. Amid change, while the Chukchi engage with the outside world and do not reject modern civilization, they remain deeply committed to their traditions and customs. Their way of life is a testament to resilience and adaptability, embodying a rich cultural heritage that continues to thrive amidst the pressures of modernization. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the world of the Chukchi people. If you found this exploration captivating, please consider rating this video, subscribing to our channel, and hitting the notification bell. Your engagement is the greatest reward, and I appreciate your attention. Until next time, take care. And see you soon. The Batak people. Guardians of a rich legacy in Sumatra. The Batak people, regarded as the indigenous inhabitants of Sumatra, Indonesia, are a community steeped in tradition and history. Their settlements, primarily in the village of Baragji and around the stunning Lake Toba, serve as a vibrant testament to their ancient roots. Surprisingly, the Batak's ancestry traces back to northern Myanmar, with ties to the Himalayan region. This division from their origins occurred in the Neolithic era, and since then, the Batak have called Sumatra their home. A life anchored in tradition. The Batak people have preserved their unique way of life for centuries. Their livelihood revolves around hunting, farming, gathering, and raising livestock, all while honoring the ancient rituals passed down through generations. Among these, their deep reverence for ancestors and the afterlife takes center stage. Funerals are grand, ceremonial events filled with rituals, dances, and songs, symbolizing their enduring connection with those who came before. Modern-day harmony and creativity. Today, the Toba Batak proudly identify as a peaceful and welcoming community. Far from the stereotypes of the past, they are educated in their native language and excel in crafts like jewelry making, fabric weaving, and pottery. Their distinctive architecture and artistic expressions highlight their rich cultural identity, a complex past. However, the Batak's history is not without darker chapters. Until the early 20th century, the Batak were divided into 4 community groups, many of which exhibited hostility toward outsiders and neighboring tribes. The society was patriarchal, and slavery was a prevalent practice. Perhaps the most unsettling aspect of their past was cannibalism. In the Batak worldview, criminals were considered akin to animals, and since animals were a source of food, so too were those deemed guilty of heinous crimes. This grim practice involved public executions, followed by ritualistic consumption of the deceased's body, a symbolic act tied to their cultural beliefs at the time. A new chapter. The Batak people have long since abandoned these practices and assure the world of their peaceful transformation. Their story is one of resilience, adaptation, and cultural preservation, making them a fascinating and integral part of Indonesia's rich tapestry. Through their vibrant traditions, warm hospitality, and artistic ingenuity, the Batak people continue to inspire and intrigue, proving that even the most complex histories can evolve into tales of beauty and harmony. The Cuero, guardians of Inca heritage in the Andes. Many believe the great Inca civilization vanished from history, but this is far from the truth. Hidden in the remote highlands of the Andes in Peru, the Cuero people proudly carry the legacy of their ancestors. Though their numbers have dwindled to fewer than 600 individuals, the Cuero remain a living link to one of the most extraordinary empires of the ancient world. A struggle for survival. The late 1980s were a harrowing period for the Cuero as they faced persecution and destruction, forcing them to retreat into the dense tropical forests. In these secluded highlands, they found refuge and rebuilt their lives. Today they live in harmony with their environment, crafting stone and mud dwellings and raising alpacas, which are integral to their way of life. Despite their isolation, the Cuero have not entirely severed ties with modern society. They welcome support from the Peruvian government, which provides essential resources such as drinking water and household items. Yet, they remain steadfast in preserving their ancient customs, language, and cultural identity. A spiritual, yet evolving people. The Cuero are deeply spiritual, though they lack a formalized religion. Some members have embraced Christianity due to the influence of missionaries, but their spiritual practices remain unique. Their priests, revered as spiritual leaders, guide the community through traditions passed down from their Inca forebears. Though pagan rituals are notably absent, an astonishing rediscovery. For centuries, the Cuero lived in obscurity until 1949, when scientist Oscar Núñez del Prado ventured into the untouched forests of the Andes. Hearing voices in a dialect reminiscent of Quechua, the language of the Incas, Núñez discovered the Cuero tribe. Unlike many isolated communities, the Cuero were welcoming, sharing their incredible story of survival. They revealed how their ancestors escaped persecution by retreating into the Andes, preserving the language, culture, and traditions of the Inca Empire, living links to a glorious past. While the Cuero could assert themselves as descendants of the Inca rulers, they have chosen a life of simplicity, focusing on their unique way of life rather than the grandeur of their lineage. Their determination to maintain their traditions amidst modernization is nothing short of remarkable. The Cuero represent more than just a community. They are a testament to the resilience of a people who endured against all odds. By preserving their Inca heritage, they continue to inspire the world, standing as guardians of a culture that shaped the history of South America. The enigma of the cargo cult. When isolation meets innovation for tribes that have lived in complete isolation from the modern world, encountering advanced civilizations can feel nothing short of supernatural. Such was the case with some Aboriginal communities in Melanesia, whose lives were forever altered by the unexpected arrival of mysterious gifts from the skies. This extraordinary event gave birth to an entire religious movement known as the cargo cult, a phenomenon steeped in awe, misunderstanding, and cultural intrigue. The arrival of the deities. The roots of the cargo cult trace back to World War II, when temporary U.S. military bases were established across Melanesia. For the first time, these isolated tribes witnessed airplanes, metallic beings that seemed otherworldly, soaring above their homes. To their astonishment, these flying gods occasionally dropped valuable cargo, including clothing, food, and tools, directly into their settlements. For the Melanesian Aborigines, who had never seen such innovations, this spectacle was nothing short of divine. They believed the planes were messengers of the spirits, delivering sacred gifts to them, mimicking the divine rituals. The fascination grew when the tribes noticed that these precious gifts consistently arrived at the military bases. Convinced that the American soldiers were somehow connected to these benevolent deities, the tribes began to imitate their actions. They constructed replicas of watchtowers and airstrips in their villages, crafted straw models of airplanes, and even painted USA on their chests, believing it was a magical symbol that bridged the gap between them and the spirits. A sudden silence. When the war ended, the military bases were dismantled, and the gifts from the skies abruptly stopped. No matter how fervently the tribes tried to replicate the rituals they had observed, the cargo parachutes never reappeared. Disillusioned but persistent, the tribes accused the soldiers of somehow stealing or hoarding their deities. The lasting legacy. The phenomenon of the cargo cult endures in the modern lexicon as a metaphor for blindly imitating actions without understanding their purpose. What began as an awestruck response to technological marvels became a poignant symbol of humanity's universal longing to connect with forces beyond their comprehension. The story of the cargo cult is a powerful reminder of how isolated cultures interpret the unknown, blending awe, creativity, and tradition. It speaks to the resilience of human belief systems and the profound impact of first contact, even when rooted in misunderstanding. The Sentinels. Guardians of isolation on North Sentinel Island, in an age where most of the world is interconnected, the Sentinels stand as a remarkable exception. This elusive tribe, residing on North Sentinel Island in the Bay of Bengal's Andaman archipelago, is one of the few groups that steadfastly rejects contact with the outside world. They fiercely defend their isolation, willing to use lethal force against intruders who dare to step onto their shores. A hidden world, shielded by nature. North Sentinel Island, enveloped in dense tropical forests, serves as a natural fortress for its inhabitants. The exact population of the Sentinels remains a mystery, with estimates ranging from 15 to 40 individuals. Despite their small numbers, this tribe has occupied the island for tens of thousands of years. Anthropologists suggest they are direct descendants of the first human settlers from Africa, who likely arrived on the island approximately 30,000 years ago, a glimpse into a Stone Age lifestyle. The Sentinels live a lifestyle that echoes the Stone Age, relying on hunting, gathering, and basic tools. They use fire, construct rudimentary canoes for fishing and collecting mollusks, and craft simple weapons like spears and bows. Fascinatingly, they also repurpose metal from shipwrecks that have washed ashore, integrating it into their tools. Attempts at contact, a history of resistance. Over the years, the Sentinels have intrigued researchers who have made various attempts to initiate contact. Gifts, such as tools, fresh produce, meat, and even jewelry were left on the island, often taken cautiously when the natives were certain no humans were nearby. However, any direct approach was met with hostility. The tribe's resistance extends even to modern technology. During a flyover after the 2004 tsunami, sentinels fired arrows at a helicopter surveying the island. Fatal encounters and the cost of isolation. The sentinels' hostility has tragically led to numerous deaths over the years. The most recent incident involved John Allen Chau, a 26-year-old American missionary who attempted to contact the tribe in 2018. Despite warnings, Chau made multiple efforts to approach the island and was ultimately killed by an arrow. Protection. Through prohibition. In recognition of the tribe's right to isolation and the dangers of disease or cultural disruption, the Indian government has enforced strict regulations to protect them. Access to North Sentinel Island is completely prohibited, ensuring the sentinels can continue their way of life without external interference. The sentinels embody a unique paradox. A people who remain untouched by modern civilization, yet intrigue the world with their resilience and mystery. Their story serves as a profound reminder of humanity's diverse paths through history and the power of self-determination. Mosuo, a culture rooted in tradition and uniqueness. Nestled near the serene Lugu Lake in the Himalayas, close to the Tibetan border, lives the Mosuo, a small yet extraordinary ethnic group belonging to the Naxi people of China. With a population of around 57,000, the Mosuo have captivated the world with their distinct customs, matriarchal society, and enduring traditions that seem untouched by time. A celebration of adulthood. In Mosuo culture, the transition into adulthood is a momentous event celebrated through a unique coming-of-age ceremony at the age of 13. Before this age, boys and girls wear identical clothing. However, after the ceremony, their attire changes to signify adulthood. Girls begin wearing skirts, and boys don trousers. This ritual not only marks maturity, but also reflects the deep-rooted values of identity and tradition within their community. A society led by women. One of the most striking aspects of the Mosuo is their matriarchal society, where women hold the reins of family authority and inheritance flows through the female line. This structure allows for a distinctive form of relationship known as walking marriages. In this arrangement, husbands visit their wives only at night and return to their own homes by day. Children, as a result, often grow up without knowing their fathers, but this is embraced by Mosuo women, who appreciate the freedom to form relationships, without the constraints of jealousy or domestic conflict. Timeless elegance in attire. The clothing of the Mosuo, particularly that of the women, is a captivating window into the past. Their traditional dresses, rich in historical charm, exude elegance and individuality, making them appear as if they've stepped out of an ancient era. This distinct sense of style is not only beautiful, but also serves as a proud emblem of their cultural identity. A blend of spiritual traditions. Religion plays an integral role in the lives of the Mosuo. Their spiritual practices are a harmonious blend of Bon religion, rooted in ancestor worship and reverence for a mother goddess, and Tibetan Buddhism, which was later integrated into their belief system. This fusion of faiths highlights their adaptability while preserving their connection to ancient traditions. Tourism and the challenge of preservation. The breathtaking beauty of Lugu Lake and the Mosuo's unique way of life have turned their homeland into a popular tourist destination. However, as the comforts of modern civilization follow tourism, the elders of the Mosuo express deep concern over the potential erosion of their culture and values. They remain vigilant, striving to protect their heritage amidst the inevitable influence of outside forces. The Mosuo stand as a living testament to the beauty of diversity, offering a glimpse into a world where tradition and modernity delicately coexist. Their resilience and commitment to preserving their identity inspire admiration and respect in a rapidly changing world.